think this video is probably the reason why I got back into YouTube at all. I really wanted to post this video for awareness because I went through something and it almost killed me. I didn't even know that I was sick. Maybe this will help you or someone that you know or love. Before we get started, I'd like to apologize for the glare on my lenses. I tried to film this without my glasses and I was just cross-eyed the whole time. The names in this video have been omitted to protect the guilty. Everything I tell here is true. Here's how I almost died. I've always been really candid, open, and honest about sharing my mental health journey, my diagnoses, my therapy sessions, the ins and outs of the medications that I'm going on and off of, the kinds of things that I'm dealing with, the insomnia, the night terrors, all of that. I like being really open and honest with you about it because I hate the stigma of mental illness, and I realize that oftentimes social media and just myself can present in a way that's normal. Sorry for using that word. It's very important for me to reiterate to people that I'm not normal and that I have a lot of issues that I go through on the daily. And so sometimes if I can share little peaks and valleys of those with you, it helps me to be able to process my mental health and accept those things within myself, whilst also promoting awareness that this is something that lots of people go through. And no matter how average or normal you look, no matter what your job is or who you are, you can absolutely be crippled by something, your brain. I got help for my mental health journey in 2013. And as many American health stories go, mine starts uninsured. So I was very lucky to find a mental health organization that accepted low and no income patients. There were scholarships and grants, and for 2 years I didn't have to pay anything. I got to see a psychiatrist every month. I got to see my therapist every other week, and we really got into a nice groove. I was dealing with a lot of physical ailments that were manifesting through my trauma. I have CPTSD, meaning complex post-traumatic stress disorder, that was created in me whenever I was a child. And that is an entirely different story for an entirely different YouTube video. This one is about this. I was experiencing great nightmares, such debilitating nightmares that they would wake me up in the middle of the night and I would have this excruciating back pain that wouldn't go away until I would go throw up. And these episodes would last hours and hours, and it would be every single night. And I was losing weight. I could barely keep anything down. The only thing I could truly keep down were Twizzlers Pull and Peel. And so I did. I just pushed forward and ate my Twizzlers, kept my head down, partly because I have PTSD, because I was neglected as a child. I don't often reach out for help. I'm not one to go into the house of which I was adopted and just say, hey, I had a bad day. I'm more likely to just post on Facebook, my friend Deanna just died. I didn't call anybody, I just posted it on Facebook. And I know that that sounds really impersonal and detached, but in my way, that's the only way that I can really share those kinds of things. I was sharing a lot on social media about my night terrors, about my back pain, about throwing up, and I was really just only sharing it there and at my psychiatrist's office. Saw her every month, maybe every 3 months. I did not see her for a very long time during COVID. Then again, who saw anybody? When I started my medication, I got nauseous. And as time went on, I felt like I had either I felt like I had either overcome the nausea, or perhaps I was just so used to it that I wasn't eating that much, and maybe I was just not as bothered by throwing up. So this goes on for a couple of years. Yes, that's right, I said years. For a couple of years, all I did was talk to my psychiatrist about how much my back hurt, how bad my night terrors were, how I just kept throwing up everything every night. She would just boop, 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 boop. Okay, well, I'll see you later. This just must be something normal. My trauma must just be so horrible, so black and coated inside of me that I have to throw it up to get rid of it. I felt of myself as a chronic pain warrior. You know, I was joining those kind of pages, chronic pain. I didn't have chronic pain. I was sick. I was dying. Help me. I don't know what to do. On July 17th, 2021, I spent my night like I spent every other, wrecked with back pain and trying to throw up. As dawn approached, I texted my manager and I let him know that there was just no way I was going to be able to make it into work because I was just drenched with sweat and I had not been able to make my back stop hurting. Since I had called out of work, I decided that I needed to call my brother, who told me to get my butt in the car and to go to the parents' house. And it took me about an hour to make what would be a 10-minute trip down the road because I kept having to pull over and try to throw up. Mama tried to nurse me back to health. Nobody knew what was wrong with me. I spent the night there at my parents' house. I slept in my sister's room. And around 4 a.m., I was on the floor in the downward dog position, just trying so hard to not be in pain. I had already tried to throw up several times, and I'm trying to be as quiet as possible because parents are sleeping. But I'm in there like, around 4:30 in the morning, Mama's like, okay, we're going to go to the hospital. And I'm like, no, why are we going to go to the hospital? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? What are they going to tell me that's wrong with me? I already know what's wrong with me. I'm fucking sick. They took my blood, and almost immediately they knew that my white count was high. And that means I'm sick. I'm pretty sick. From there, a few other tests, and then they brought one of those portable ultrasound machines and a whole bunch of little student doctors to come watch me. And there, they put the little machine right under my rib cage and found out that my gallbladder was just stuffed full of gallstones. So I was admitted, absolutely no more work for you. And from there, I spent 10 days in the hospital during COVID times. To tell you how sick I was, it was the most excruciating part of my life. I've never been in that kind of pain before. And the pain wasn't entirely physical. I was so upset that all it took was a simple blood test to find out that I was sick. That I was sick and that I was dying. Most people who have their gallbladder removed, it doesn't end up as an emergency. But mine, I let go and get so bad for so long that it ended up as an emergency. My gallbladder was so stuffed full of gallstones that the gallstones were getting out of my gallbladder. And they were getting stuck in my bile duct, which was the excruciating back pain that I was feeling. And me being able to throw up and then feeling relief was me passing that gallstone out of my bile duct. So, no matter how much I threw up that night, all of the back pain that I felt It was because there was a stone, an 8mm stone, stuck in my bile duct. And so I had to go in and have surgery the next day to remove that. The day after that, I had surgery to get my gallbladder removed. Then, you know, just a bunch of like complications. They aren't the points of the video. I'm gonna splice in some scenes from the hospital. I've never felt anything like this. And I had visitors for a while, but now they're all gone. And then I peed on myself trying to make it to the bathroom. So I'm hooked up to 800 things here. Fucking who cares? You don't care. They definitely stopped caring about me. I have called several times. I'm in so much pain. Fuck. Okay, you see that? That's my antibiotics, and that's electrolytes. Because I couldn't keep anything down. I couldn't even keep ice down. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I keep saying that like I got choices here, but I don't know what to do. I'm hurting so bad. And last time I called my nurse, she was just mean to me. I don't want to ask her for anything. Oh, good morning. I can't do this. I'm just praying to die. I can't do this anymore. I don't feel good. I've just been casually praying for death. Just so scared. Oh, my brother. I don't know what he picked for me, but I thought I was just getting the regular. I thought I was just gonna get regular. Now I was gonna get spaghetti and red sauce. And I wanted that. And instead I don't even think this is on menu. It's like, I don't want tomato soup. I am so tired. I probably haven't, if I really think about it, I haven't slept in over a week. Because they gotta wake you up every 2 hours here. Because you get meds every 4. And then there's like your pain that wakes you up, or you have to pee. Oh, God damn it. He took out the tube. I get to go home. The point of the video is that it took a blood test to determine that I was sick. A blood test that my psychiatrist and the mental health team that I saw for 8+ years a blood test that they never did. They never did a blood test in that entire time that I was on medication under their control. That breach of trust can never be fixed. And so I just wanted to make this video, post this here to you to say I learned a lot. One of the things is that you are never going to know your body better than anybody else. 2, if you're afraid to say something, you might die. 3, Lady Gaga's eyeliner is not cry-proof. Very disappointed. 4, something I learned while going through this is that there is something that the little student doctors use in their noggin to kind of suss out who might have to have their gallbladder taken out. Okay, you ready? It's called the 5 Fs. Fat, female, 40, fertile, fair. Excuse me. I'm offended. Lastly, a couple of the attorneys that I spoke to were like, listen, do you think it would be feasible for your psychiatrist to diagnose your gallbladder issue? And I'm like, that is not the point. The point was that for 8 years, I wasn't blood tested once. And they knew they were the sole provider of my care. They were aware of it. That's the point. I was neglected. What's even more fucked up is that I sat there and I told them about how I was neglected as a child. How, it's like I said, it's not for this video. But the irony is not lost on me. Let me just say that. And with that, thank you very much for getting through this video. Give me a like, give me a comment, give me a subscribe. Let me know how you're feeling today. Let me know if you've ever gone through anything like this before or whatever. Just share your story with me. I would love to hear it. Thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you next time.